Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, chat monitors, for your help. I appreciate it. Hopefully everything is okay today with my computers. I just found out what's caused me the problem the day before yesterday, I believe. I just stumbled on it just now. I think it's one of my cables, the worst problem you can have. It's not always, it's an intermittent thing, I think. So I'm resting. There is a decoder between the camera and the computer. It converts the signal from the camera into digital, and then it sends it to the computer. And the cable from the decoder or encoder to the computer, I think that's the one that's going to give me that's been giving me problems. So I'm ordering a new one. Having said that, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmiller.com, or please feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. And do you guys, yesterday while we were talking about the birthright citizenship at the Supreme Court that was being argued in front of the Supreme Court, I said that I'm looking at the screen to make sure everything is okay. Yes, I said Trump would use, if the Supreme Court were to side with him, he would use it basically to make sure that white babies get citizenship, and also who gets to come to this country. But also I made a mistake yesterday, just like most people. I did not think they were talking about when the judge is able to order when they make a decision, and it's throughout the country as opposed to, the area they are in. I'm not a lawyer. I know, I've heard that before. The judge says, this is not supposed to be happening, and it's a federal judge. It applies to the entire country. From what I understand, that's what was being argued in front of the court yesterday, and I thought it was something else. I thought it was birthright citizenship. I feel, since some of you asked me about that, intuitively I feel the Supreme Court is going to try to find a way to work this through, because I said yesterday my prediction was Trump was not going to win the birthright citizenship. But once a couple of you brought that to my attention, and also I saw it on TV after the stream, and I realized, then I was getting confused. I did not understand what they were talking about when Justice Jackson was talking or asked a question about how Trump would go about applying the law if he were to win. Whether a child is born in this state, would they be able to be? Would they be a citizen in another state? Those type of things. And I'm like, what is she talking about? In the class action lawsuit as well. I did not know, because I didn't. To me, I heard birthright citizenship. I know what it means, so that's what I went with. But that was not the case. In any event, the court is going to come up with a sliver win for Trump. But I don't, I'm very concerned. Like I said yesterday, I don't know why I said it, but that's the way I was feeling. We are in a very bad spot, okay? But I feel we are going to be okay. It's not going to be a win. It's going to get, like I've always said, the Supreme Court will try to find a sliver for him, okay? Whatever it is they want to do. But it's not going to be a complete win. That's my prediction. And something happened to me yesterday. I think I have some seniors here among all of you. BMW, for some reason, they stopped. I don't know But they said if your car is older than 6 years old and you bring it to the dealership to be serviced, they won't give you a loaner. I mean, I understand that, you know, but it's the way they went about doing it. Please let me know, you guys, if you have experienced the same thing. When I called, I could have done, I made the appointment online, but when I couldn't find, you know, where I could get a car from them, so I called. Before she answered my question, it seems like she went into my profile, my BMW profile. I think she saw my age, and yes, my car is 8 years old. You know, yeah, my car is 8 years old. And then she told me it's 6 years, and I think if you are spending a certain amount of money, they will give you a loaner as well. But my point is, I think she looked at my age. Please let me know, my friends, if I'm wrong. I think my age had something to do with it. Maybe I'm, you know, getting self-conscious, but the minute she said they could not give me a loaner, that's what came to mind. So please let me know. I had to ask that. And also, I complained a couple of weeks ago when I told you what that dealership was trying to do to me. Well, they made me pay, but I did not fix the car. I did not pay them to fix the car. I just took the car back, and I'm going to have someone else, another dealership, do it for me. An independent dealership, a BMW dealership. So please let me know, those of you who are seniors, if you've experienced discrimination. I'm not going to sue them or anything. I'm just curious because that's what came to me yesterday. If you experience discrimination when it comes to loaning cars and those type of things, I'm curious. Okay, I thought I'd share that. I try to say it as fast as I possibly can. And the next reference is, this is important. I don't know if I put it here. I have told you guys, I don't remember exactly when, but I can find it in my videos, but in recent months, that there are some people in the Trump staff, they don't feel that whatever Trump is doing, okay, whatever the regime is doing is not what they signed up for. They signed up because they thought DEI, among other acronyms, or whatever is happening that includes those who are different from them, okay, give you an opportunity. But that's what they signed up for. But the way the Trump regime is taking this country, they're not happy about it. Guess what? I don't know if any of you have seen the article on, I believe it's in Salon, SALON. I think I gave the French pronunciation. I think that's how they pronounce it in English too, Salon. There is an article. I was trying to find it again. But it's talking, there is, in the article it says one person spoke to a reporter from Salon magazine, and they were telling them, and what I have been saying to you, this validated what I have been saying, sharing with all of you intuitively. I told you Elon, Stephen Miller, Vought, and these people are in charge, okay? And Stephen Miller is really the top guy. That is what that gentleman said, and they are unhappy about the direction, the dictatorship attitude, okay, mistreating people, those type of things. It seems like that the person who spoke to the newspaper, to the Salon reporter, was talking about those things. I am bringing this up because I've said this to you. I did not see Trump in the White House. That's why. Even that staffer said Trump is just there. Stephen Miller and those guys are running the show. And that's what I've been saying to you. And let me tell you guys, now that somebody has basically proven what I have been talking about, it is scarier to me, okay? Because when I focus on those guys, they are focused on what they want to do. And, you know, they are basically lowlives with a couple of dollars. They want people to be subservient to them, or if you're not like them, if you are different in any way, shape, or form, you're not supposed to be even alive. And that's why you see all those mistreatments happening. And it's all part of Stephen Miller's and Elon Musk as well, because those two very much agree, okay, among others, but those two really, they get each other when it comes to racism and the way they want to transform the country. Intuitively, I don't feel it's going to work, but what concerns me, it's how long it's taken Americans to wake up. And one complaint that Staffer was expressing to the reporters that Democrats are not open and are not open to talking to them. Democrats basically shut them out. Are you kidding me? I mean, in some ways, it forced me to look at myself. Okay, yeah, I don't understand somebody who voted for this guy. And this week is a prime example of why one should have nothing to do with this guy. Everything is about himself and his family. And it seems like the whole jet stuff is blowing up in his face. Like I said, the Qataris, or the Qatari royals, the jet meant nothing to them, but I didn't realize when I said that. The context I put it is that they have so much money. $400 million, $700 million is nothing to them, so they can give Trump, the jet, and they have a list of things that they want. The return on their money would be, the $700 million would be peanut compared to what they'll have, their return on that money. And it turns out I was watching with Arnold last night, and he was saying why they were trying to sell the jet. It seemed like the airplane has been costing him a ton of money. They would have come out ahead in another way, because they are paying for maintenance of the plane. The plane has a huge signature. It's a huge target. Okay, among a whole slew of other things. Those of you who watched O'Donnell last night, I am sure the video is on YouTube. You can find it, or on the MSNBC website. The reasons why they were offloading it, Trump, and the dummy. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they said the plane is 20 years old or something like that. But that's the story, okay? And the buffoon is running around saying you got to be dumb and stupid to, not to accept $400 million. Yeah, he's not looking very bright, intuitively, and I feel, and the same in the eyes of others. And by the way, Putin was supposed to meet with him either yesterday or today, and the meeting lasted with about 2 hours that they said with the Ukrainians. Okay, Putin snubbed them. He's saying, oh, well, Putin didn't go because he found out I wasn't going. Baloney. It's a lie. Putin is showing to Trump who's boss. That's how arrogant Putin and those people around him are. Just like we hear, when you go to Russia, you're supposed to meet with him. He makes you wait for an hour. I can't explain this, but I think it's dumb. And now, somebody said it this morning on TV, the pressure is on Putin now, the dummy. He thought he was outsmarting people, but he's ending up looking stupid and dumb. Among the Russian people in Russia, he probably looks good. But on the international arena where he's supposed to be playing, he's not looking very good. So, but I still feel Ukraine will come out ahead. I don't see how Putin is going to be able to win this. Trump is going to give him a leg up, but that's about all he's going to get. But he's humiliating Trump as well. Okay? Just like she's humiliating Trump one way, Putin is humiliating him another way. Otherwise, Trump would never have said what he said. The next reference is the cookie jar that I posted here. Okay? I feel like saying there is an entity, an investment firm, they call, I believe it's 1786, they call it, and 1789, not 1786, that there's a big to-do right now because under the cover of night, Don Jr. became a big to-do on that firm, okay? And Business Insider, which is owned by some entity, major German conglomerate they call Axel Springer, okay? Now Trump is going crazy because Business Insider is publishing Don Jr.'s misdeed, and basically they are airing Trump and his family's financial misdeeds. And do you guys remember I said they were going to catch his hands were going to get caught in that cookie jar? It is beginning to unfold, although Trump is threatening them. And according to report, either the owner of the chairman or the chairman of the board of that company or the CEO, I don't know. I'm not sure what the title of that person is, but gathered everyone before the election they asked them to pray for Trump to win. When I heard that this morning, I was like, what? So, and now, Business Insider, that's an independent entity. Well, it's not independent, it's part of the conglomerate, okay? I guess the president doesn't do like Bezos, among others who are here. They have to approve everything that their journalists are about to publish. So I guess, I don't know how it slipped through or something, but Trump is not happy and he's threatening them. And basically, Don Jr. and Trump, none of that stuff is done without Trump's knowledge. Okay? Insider trading, crypto investment, it's money in their pockets, a whole bunch of financial stuff. My prediction is this thing is going to blow up. I'm not sure exactly when. And that's what I felt when I told you some weeks ago. Okay? His hands are going to get caught in the cookie jar. And that's not the only thing. Intuitively, I feel that's going to come down. There are other things this family is doing that involves the government that are yet to come out. And it has to do with the way Trump and his family, they run around and collect money and force people to make deals. And according to a report, he's trying to influence certain countries to use Elon's infrastructure, internet service. And make no mistake about it, Elon understands he's got to pay. Okay, so there is a lot at the right time, I feel the government is going to go after Trump and his family. I've always said before, and I've always stressed, it's not only him. And now it's becoming more obvious. They were projecting when they were complaining about Hunter Biden. It's because they know what they did in the first round when Trump was in the White House. They were projecting, although it wasn't as blatant as today, and they weren't as greedy because they had some fears. But right now, the Republican Party, they have all three branches of government, and they are passive. Trump has been able to pacify them through threats, among other things. So, and they think, I've said this before too, that their father is going to be there forever. And also they're playing the game so that another Republican will take over, because that's basically what Trump is trying to do. Project 2025, okay, is not only for Trump. It's a blueprint to keep Republicans in power, if possible, forever. And that's why you see Elon is part of the movement, him and Thiel, among others, South Africans. And in the process, they want to create, it's going to be a white-only structure. Right now, there are a couple of black people and Hispanics and people of color, whatever, you are from. And to whatever, when I focus on Elon and others, they are simply tolerating these people for now. But once they get what they want, once the path is clear, the same way they got rid of the general that was the chief of staff of the military. I forget his name, I'm sorry. Okay. The way they got rid of him, and Action is cleaning the Pentagon, DOD, the military and everything. That's the next step for those guys. Once they feel they've reached a point of no return, they are able to pacify us, they have control of everything, that's what they're going to do. So all the black people, Hispanics, and otherwise, who are throughout the government right now, that the person I'm thinking about is Donalds or something like that, the guy from Florida, who's running around making excuses for Trump, thinking he's going to be governor. Yeah, good luck with that. These type of people, the guy from, I think it's North Carolina, I don't remember his name, the senator, I don't remember his name, but you guys know who I'm talking about. All these people, that include Thomas too. I'm being shown Thomas. Well, Thomas would have to retire, and he'd probably have to leave this country because, and to whatever, as I'm saying this to you, they show me his picture. The thought has occurred to him. He's very concerned about some of the stuff that Trump is doing. He will leave the country because, anyone who grew up during Jim Crow, okay, I wasn't here, thank God, I didn't experience it, okay, it leaves traumas. When I focus on Thomas, he does not want to relive those days. And trust me, Elon is making a big mistake. He thinks he's going to be able to import enough South Africans in order for them to impose their will the way they did in South Africa, or take over because he thinks he has enough money to, well, it's not only him and his super wealthy friends. They're going to be able to do certain things and basically transform this country into the technocrats and the serfs. They have different areas, and anyone that's not white, you're gonna know your place. And as I'm saying, your place will be the janitorial work. That's their plan, or menial job. And Thomas, those things are playing on his mind too. But his plan is to leave the country if that were to happen. And he's still hope against hope that his benefactors will still give him some money. Okay? But it's playing on Thomas's mind. But people like Elon, Peter Thiel, and those other racists, that's their thinking. All right? But I have news for them. America is not going to go back. And it's not only minorities. And I told you, if you guys remember, I told you I experienced when I couldn't speak English at that time. At that time they used to call HHS, not HHS, the agency that Norm heads. HHS is Health and Human Services, DHS, okay? It was INS at the time, Immigration and Naturalization Services. What I'm seeing today, those guys, when I first came here, pale in comparison, okay? And I told you that Americans are not going to stand for this. I said that a while back. The notion that you're going to abuse people, you're going to pick people up and mistreat them. And that's what's happening right now. And I'm using that as an example to let you know. I mean, my prediction is all those things Trump thinks, he's very confident, are going to work for him. All those initiatives, they're going to turn on him. MAGAs, we already don't want this. But it's not only, liberal people, MAGAs too. They have friends, they have their own, racist attitudes, but they are human beings. Not all of them want to kill everyone who's different from them, but that's what Elon and Stephen Miller would like to do. And Trump as well, because if Trump had his way, he would have had the Central Park 5 executed, and they were innocent. I'm just proving what I'm saying. But my prediction is, it's taking too long. I thought we are in May now, and I remember I said that. I said by May, things are going to get very murky for him. But at the time, I warned you that I can confuse time. And it seems like it's happening, okay? But that doesn't mean Trump is going to get away with all this. And it's not going to be only Trump. And by the way, Bundy is in hot sauce too. They found that she sold a whole bunch of stocks in the Trump conglomerate, whatever. She's in hot water. It's going to affect her standing. And Norm as well is demanding, our tax money, she has some kind of jet. I don't remember. I'm not into, airplanes is not my thing. I'm into cars. I'm never going to be able to afford an airplane, so I don't pay attention to them. I'm not an expert, okay? But it's a pretty fancy jet, $50 million a pop. The smaller ones, the baby ones, they still work. They're still fast. And she wants a second one. But all these people want to cut Medicare, Medicaid, and my Social Security. To do what? To finance, so in order for them to live the high life. But thank God, Democrats put it out last night, informing all of us that she's demanding that we bought her a brand new airplane, 50 million. She has one, it's belonged to DHS, but she wants another one. I'm sure there are other things we haven't heard about yet. But those are the people that we have. And let me tell you, if they had their way, they are dreaming pretty big behind the scenes, my friends. They have plans on how they want things done. Okay, but I have a prediction for them. I would get off the high horse because my father always said, Americans will give you enough rope to hang yourself, and that's what's happening. It's delayed. But turning against Trump has started. Unfortunately, I got the timing a little wrong. There's a little delay, but it's coming. And it's going to be brutal. That's the word I am hearing. That's my prediction. And let me tell you, the Americans are going to demand that all those misdeeds be aired out. And there are going to be consequences. Yes. And let me tell you something else. Elon, there's going to be a special prize for him when the time comes to pay the piper. Because there is a lot more behind the scenes happening when it comes to the way he's been inserting himself and some of the stuff that Doge has been doing. They lied. Watch that. All those things are going to come back to bite. They're beginning to trickle out right now. We're finding out. Okay. I'm looking at the screen to make sure I'm okay. But we're going to hear more. They are going to be, you know something? Like I said earlier, the staffer that came and spoke to that journalist is only one person. And I've always said in the past, there are a number of them. I feel that gentleman just broke, the water. It's only the beginning. We're going to find out about, and intuitively I feel, plans, the type of corruptions that's going on behind the scenes, the abuse of power. It's going to be something else, but we'll find out. And that will anger my guys more because they're going to end up with inflation. We're stuck with them, unfortunately. Okay. Can't buy a car, according to surveys, people postponing buying cars, getting married, buying a house, having kids, because they don't know what lays ahead. They're going to feel they are left holding the bag because Trump lied to them. And I told Don Jr. once, I don't remember what he posted. I said, enjoy your 15 minutes. Your father got to where he is because he lied to people. It's going to come back to bite. I told him that on Twitter. And I called him Uday. They think I'm joking. They don't want to reply to me. Who am I? I'm a nobody. I guess unless I left the country and I try to come back, they would stop me at the airport. But I'm not going anywhere unless they ship me to Africa. But people probably, they think I'm kidding. I was predicting for him what's to come. Enjoy it while it lasts, because right now in Bolivia, I feel it's too late. Some of the stuff that they've done that we don't know about yet will come out. My friends, this is going to be epic. But all of them will have to face the music. I'm making sure I answered I mentioned the disgruntled people behind the scenes, the Trump staff. Call me. I'm sure all of you heard. He somewhere, I'm not quite sure what this is, But I don't think he put something 8647 or something like that. That means, you know what I mean? I don't think he was thinking in those terms because he's not that type. But you know something? I'm not a fan of his. If he didn't do what, if Comey did not go out and hold that news conference, Trump wouldn't be where he's at today. Hillary would have been president and would avoid this mess. So they can have fun with one another because Norm is a zealot. Right now, she wants another $50 million airplane. So she will continue to lick Trump's boots. And then, you know, what she wants, anyone, I mean, she reminds me of the illiterate Totomakut in Haiti. They had a big gun, and they were collecting a couple of dollars at some agency in the Haitian government when Papa Doc was there. My friend, they see you walking around with a book that says catechism, you know, that religious stuff. And in those days, they did not, I can't speak for them, but I gather they saw the letter C, they thought it was communism. And there was a time in Haiti, just like you see Trump is using DEI and stuff like that to control MAGA. Papa Doc used to do the same thing with communism. Okay, if they call you a communist in those days in Haiti, you're dead. So those ignorant Makuts that couldn't read, they saw the letter C, they understand the shape, and that's how, I guess, I can't explain that, but I've never really spoken to one of them. But people have lost their lives because they saw the C, they thought it meant, you know, you were a communist. They kill you. That's Norm. She's gonna go after, or at least make his life miserable. Comey, that is. These are the type of people Trump has working for him, but we shouldn't be surprised because I told you guys what he was going to do. Those people are not qualified to be in those positions, okay? And, oh my dear, you know, Lord Trump, okay, what do you want? Who do you want dead this week? Or who do you want arrested? That's these people. That's what we're surrounded with. Yeah, Norm, I don't trust her at all. Zero, among others. The other person I feel is very dangerous as well is Lutnick. They are all dangerous. And if you read the article I told you that's in Salon, what I've been saying to you, okay, describing intuitively, if you read that article in Salon magazine, I don't remember the name of the title. Let me see if I probably have it in my journal. But anyway, yeah. This is, if you read the article, what I have been saying about how those people are carrying themselves and what they're doing behind the scene, yeah. Okay, and Norm, forget it. All right. Oh, the Diddy update. Give me 1 second. Intuitively, again, I don't feel Diddy had a good day. But you know what? Intuitively, what stuck on my mind, and the example I was given, okay, is because according to report that I'm hearing, they are making her, Cassie, read aloud private, you know, the shenanigans between one another, okay? What I was shown is like if someone who's a victim of rape, okay, and they're asking you if you enjoyed it. Intuitively, that's what I feel. The jury is seeing what the defense is doing. By making her relive those moments, they are very painful to her. Yes, she did them 19 years old and you got yourself caught in some bad stuff because you're following a dream because the guy is manipulating you, and then you never realize that, okay, until one day you finally woke up. But what they are doing intuitively, the way the jury is seeing this, and we'll see, I'm sure they will speak, as making the person like as if they enjoy the abuse, is not a good look, my friend. I don't feel it's going over well with the jury. That's basically what I'm trying to say. And I'm going to reiterate, Diddy is a pretty sick guy. Because after after my stream yesterday, I read that he was shaking his head while she was describing certain things. Okay, and that reminded me of what I told you. Okay, that a part of him, no, he doesn't want to be there. Okay, but a part of him, it's like, those were the good days for me. I enjoyed those times. Okay. Me, I don't know how other people would feel, but I personally, I don't know if I would be able to go through with this. First of all, I wouldn't do that. I'm just trying to understand him. The guy has no shame. Instead of saying, I was wrong, oh my God, I should not have done this. Zero. I mean, I understand our system, and he had to come to term and accept the defense because that's his life. That's who he is. Okay, he had to accept this in order for him not to spend the rest of his life in prison. But the way I see this unfolding, the jurors are not very impressed. Intuitively, when I focus on them, that's the takeaway from yesterday. I'm giving you a daily update of today's day 5 of the jurors, the way they are seeing this. It's not good. For Diddy, that is. She's not looking very good either, but on their mind, she made a mistake. Yeah, she was a bit manipulative as she got older, and she realized, yeah, they're trying, all those things. Okay? But I don't think the defense is helping Diddy. And I did say that. I said if they were going to go the way I intuitively I felt they were going to go, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know anything about this. I'm just saying to you, what I'm picking up from the jurors, it's not happening, my friend. That's my intuitive impression of the Diddy jury for today. Okay, if you have questions, please let me know if I'm doing a good job interpreting or explaining what I'm seeing. Arlene Lovell said Diddy was practically 40 years old when he started dating her. He manipulated her. Oh, exactly. Well, you are exactly correct, Arlene. That's how the jury is seeing this. Okay, and that's why they're giving her a pass. I mean, at 19, we're stupid. At 19, right? I don't understand why I don't have 20 kids. Now, when I think about what I used to do when I was 19, I shake in my boots. Thank God. Some reason it seems like I was not born to have kids. That's how dumb I was. So can you imagine, somebody in her shoes, okay? You focus on one thing at the time, like chasing girls. Okay, we're going to chase girls. You don't think. And in her case, it's a lot worse. You know what I mean? And he manipulated her. You don't think people are manipulating you, and you think everyone is good when you're 19. You think everyone is like you. And according to one of the something she wrote, she says, well, I'll do anything for you. Oh God. When I heard she said it, I'm like, oh God. The guy is like you said, 40 years old, and she was maybe 19, 20. God. Okay. Sorry, friends. Oh Lord. Stephen Grady said, General Miley, I hope I am close on the spelling of his. Oh, Millie. I heard that the convicted felon reduced him in rank. Yes, I believe 2 stars. I don't know exactly how many stars, but again, just like Norm, Eggshirt wants to look good, and Trump, anybody, let's put it this way, okay? Anybody in the Trump regime, just like the Makuts and that were in Papadocs, that were doing Papadocs betting for him, keeping the population in check, okay? That's what these people are doing. They have to go and get scalps and show and prove to the dear leader, look, I'm protecting you. I'm doing things to make people afraid of you. You know, this is what I'm doing this week. I demoted Milley. Actually did that. And if you notice, every week he does something, okay, so he can go and prove to his boss, this is how mean I'm being to the military, and then, you know, and in turn, minorities and people who are overweight. That's the way, you know, that's what he's doing now. Yeah, people overweight, they may be, you know, very good at something else. They do, people who are overweight, you know, they probably in their 40s, yeah, they would fight, they, you know, if they have to. But the job is technology, medical, a whole bunch of stuff. And you're going to get rid of them. That's how bright these people are. Yeah. And then I'm just hoping we don't find ourselves in a bad situation, an emergency situation, because their plan is to devastate the federal government. Okay. Krista McCracken says, Milo, do you think that it is what they are doing behind the scenes to get him? Do you mean to get Trump? No, what happened is, oh, I see what you're saying. Those people are disillusioned, and they want Trump gone. Okay, I don't think they feel him, that's not what they sign up for. So a lot of them, you know, they feel bad because where Trump is taking the country, and it's not only those guys. We're talking about Trump staff, but a lot of people in government, okay, Republicans, feel the same way as these people. The Supreme Court, they were all in. They gave him full immunity. And now Robert is eating it up. He would eat all the papers, wherever that stuff was, whatever it was written on, he would eat all of them to make it disappear if he could. Sorry. But those people simply don't like the direction of the country because they realize they can be victim of it as well. They can become victim. People like Norm, you know, she thinks she will always be able to do things. You know, she'll have 5 people disappear this week. You know, next week she can go and say, oh, this week I did even better. I disappeared 10. That she thinks that's going to be able to keep her in the good graces of her dear leader. Trump is no different than Papa Doc, Saddam Hussein, Putin. I'm not sure of Shih Sakhaji, but he's a dictator. He's probably not as bad as those guys. I don't know. I feel like saying yes because he had those his citizen that had their doors welded shut during the pandemic. It takes a certain type of people to do this. Kim Jong-un, these people, they are the same type of people. Idi Amin, Ceausescu, they're all the same. Okay, and that's Trump, and that's what surprises me. Americans are not up in arm. I mean, we are, but to the level that I expected. I said I'm a little delayed. You know, we should. I mean, if Americans understood what we're looking down to, the snake pit that Trump is taking this country down, and Elon and Stephen Miller, they would take to the streets and never go home until Trump and all his sycophants and all his restavek. Restavek means, you know, maids and butlers. So, well, no, restavek is, no, maids and butlers get paid. Sorry. His slaves. Because those people around him, that's what they are basically in a sense. Yes, they're making money. But they lick his boots. And the article I was explaining to you, oh my God, okay, I gotta go. They said whenever Stephen Miller says something in a meeting, they all nod and approve. Nobody dare say it's not true. That's what we have there. So to me, they are all these Trump slaves. All right, friends, thank you very much for spending time with me. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. Please, if you have questions, please post them. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmiller.com, or please feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. If you like the channel, please subscribe, and also don't forget to tap on the notification bell. Please give me a thumbs up. That would help me a lot. Again, everyone, thank you. Oh, tomorrow is Saturday, so I'll be on the other channel doing short readings and talk about other stuff. Lanny Ann says, Diddy had his chance to take a plea. It's over now. Yeah. All right. I'll see you all tomorrow. Till then, bye.